Welcome back to Jack Wells Gymnasium. Our game tonight are the Roosevelt boys and the South boys. Last time these two teams met, it was a wild one, Ryan.
Last time these two teams met, Tony, it was a very physical game. Things happened in the beginning of the game that Coach LeSueur quoted as saying things happen, but that's all behind them now. They're looking to come out in the second half of the season. South, basically for South tonight, they're looking to avenge that loss because they feel that they were cheated last game, and they're going to come out and try and get Roosevelt.
Roosevelt for the year has been somewhat like the girls, only in a rebuilding situation. Frank has taken the time, Frank Hench is the coach for Roosevelt, has taken the time to pull some disciplinary measures during games. And he's trying to build the character of this team during the season. And now he's getting ready for a stretch run. Rose with the fast break basket from number 35, McGee. And South, on the other hand, opened the season with 2 one-point losses in their tournament, and their most recent game was a 1-point or 2-point overtime loss to Henry.
The big matchup to watch this game is Jason Daisy and Daryl McGee, two of the top scorers for the clubs and the point producers. If Roosevelt can successfully shut down Daisy, they have a better chance of beating South.
Jason Daisy, number 25, already signed with Northern Iowa, I believe it is.
Yep.
And Sims' brother, I forget his first name.
Jason Sims.
Is already there.
And Brian Carpenter from Washburn's already there.
And we're going to get a reach on Daisy.
Last time these two teams met, the exact same thing happened. Daisy got in foul trouble quick. LeSueur cannot allow Daisy to get in foul trouble.
Have you found in watching any of the Roosevelt games that the teams are being a little more aggressive against Roosevelt because they are the state runner-ups?
Definitely. Everybody's taking it all to Roosevelt. They want to beat Roosevelt. Everybody's geared up as Roosevelt's their big game. And Frank Henches is taking all in stride. He's gotten his club ready. He says every game is a big game. That's how Henches comes into every game.
Fouls on number 5, Jamel Graves. And Coach LeSueur is already working the officials. And it was a reach-in foul, but I wonder if that foul wouldn't have been called if he wouldn't have been working the official.
Well, here's something else that has to be taken into account. If South is 0-22 and Roosevelt's 0-22, this is a matchup in the conference that is a very emotional matchup. The schools being very close. There's so much emotion wrapped up into every game, every play, and that makes it much more exciting to watch a game that way, too.
One thing that a lot of people may not know is there are a lot of people in the state of Minnesota that consider the Minneapolis Conference the best conference in the state. They may not have a lot of teams ranked in the quote-unquote top 10, but if you take the bottom teams in Edison, Henry, Washburn, and put them up against anyone in the state, you're going to have a game.
I'll borrow a term a guy by the name of Bill Chambliss uses. He says that right now the city has the best athletes in the state. Maybe not solid ball players all around, but definitely the best athletes, and good athletes can make things happen.
Brent Miller with his first foul, team's third for South. Roosevelt has yet to commit a foul.
Both teams pride themselves very much on their defensive skills.
Daisy with a nice circus basket. Gets South on the board. The score's tied at 2 with 6:20 remaining in the first quarter. Al Henderson looks ahead for Rose. Finds Rose, and that's
Thomas.
Thomas with a nice shot. And with the putback was Bebop Walker. There's a name for you, Bebop Walker.
Bebop Walker's an exceptional player, a great athlete, a great jumper. Watch him to be a major factor for Roosevelt.
And no matter what's happening on the floor, he's intense with a smile.
That's true. Another player to watch, number 25, Isle Henderson, the glue of Roosevelt. When Isle plays well, Roosevelt will win.
Here's an example. Duluth East down by 20 at halftime. Iowa was not playing well. Duluth East Roosevelt lost by 2 to Duluth East as we watched Thomas put the ball in for 2. And Iowa played a great second half to pull them and get them ahead late in that game.
Even if you notice the last time these two teams met, Isle Henderson got ejected in the controversial play with Jason Daisy also getting ejected, and Roosevelt seemed to have fallen apart. Isle's definitely the most important factor to this offense and defense.
Controlling the ball now for Roosevelt was McGee, giving it to Henderson. Henderson looks on the right side to Rose. Henderson on top. Thomas and Walker out on top now. Thomas gets it over to McGee. And Henderson now controlling. South. Here, have I seen this before in a 2-3 zone from South?
Yeah, South is playing a sort of matchup zone. As you watch, when McGee comes around the top, he'll be picked up by Daisy.
3-on-1. And we'll get a block on Isle Henderson as Daisy tried to drive the baseline.
And it was Isle Henderson who created the foul last game when these two teams met that got both players ejected.
So Henderson picks up Roosevelt's first foul with the lead at 6-2 for the Teddies. Graves over to Daisy. Daisy from behind the backboard, no good, air ball. Coming up with the rebound was Walker. Henderson over to Rose. Back on top to Henderson, back over to Rose. Looking inside to Thomas. It was a quick look, nothing intense. Henderson on the forecourt.
Nice
pass. That was a nice pass by McGee as you heard stereo there.
Nice play, nice pass. He looked inside. You saw it coming the whole time. McGee was aware of Walker. And you're going to see that. You're going to see a lot of nice passes. Roosevelt loves to pass the ball. They like to get the alley-oop.
Brent Miller commits his second foul. Team's fourth.
Brent Miller also a major factor right now, matching up down there against Thomas. He can't afford to get in foul trouble because South just doesn't have the same height advantage and strength advantage that Roosevelt has.
Walker puts up a shot. He loses control of the ball, but before it gets away from him, he regains control, which the referees interpreted as part of his routine. Walker puts in both free throws. They now lead by 6, do the Teddies over the Tigers, 8-2. We're still early in the game, 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Nice shot from outside by Daisy, out of bounds off of number 21, Sims, I believe.
In talking with Coach LeSueur, he also mentioned that the keys to beating Roosevelt are rebounding and limit the penetration and mix up their defense. And they're doing that right now by playing a little full court trap.
Diamond press by the Tigers. Nice rebound by Daisy, getting in front of Rose. Running the 3-on-2, and off the glass we'll get a foul on Isle Henderson. That'll be his second.
Jones taking the ball nice to the hole. Not able to convert on the layup. Nice look by Daisy. Daisy's gonna have to continue to do that to have success in Division I.
At the line, shooting 2 will be number 33 for the Tigers, Jarvis Jones.
Another big difference between the two teams. Roosevelt basically has about a 7-man squad, while South plays all 11 players consistently. So the question may come down to who's in better condition, Roosevelt or South.
Little push by Daisy into Isle Henderson as Henderson wanted that spot. And you can see that there's remembrance of that last game already.
Both great, fierce competitors.
Now there's some talk going on. Go ahead.
That happened last game too. A lot of verbal talking happened on the floor. Look, I watched Roosevelt practice. They worked on breaking this exact trap zone.
Low leg, ball off the knee, unintentional, not called. And South has the ball down by 4, 8-4. Graves on top. Back over to number 33, Jones. Graves. And 3 for Daisy.
Daisy letting McGee know after shooting the ball that he's going to be there all day for McGee. Again, quick passes needs to be the success here for Roosevelt.
We're going to get a pushing foul on Thomas.
When it comes down to looking at what South has to do, the keys to beating South by inches is they just got to keep from turning the ball over. And that's what they're doing right now. They need to get the quality shots and no gimme baskets. They talked about last game how Henches thought there were a lot of gimme baskets, easy baskets that shouldn't have happened. He wants to try and tighten up his zone or tighten up his man coverage.
Trevor Wade checking into the game, was handling the ball just a second ago. Graves gets rejected by Thomas, and Thomas puts the body into Graves.
That's 2 on Thomas now. And already we have 2 on Henderson and 2 on Thomas, 2 important players. And that's where it may make a factor down the stretch too, is the Teddy's lack of depth.
I wonder if the referees have been briefed on what happened at the last game.
My guess is they're aware of it. When that type of thing takes place, coaches and players getting ejected. I believe there were 42 fouls last time these 2 teams met.
Referees trying to keep control of the game. Thomas gets the rebound, both free throws missed. South down by 1. Roosevelt in control of the ball. Person-to-person press. Thomas looks back door. Rose forces the shot up and gets the foul drawn. And this will be on number 3, Trevor Wade.
Nice attempt by Rose to get his body in there. He's got to attempt to take that shot, though, when he's up in the air like that. Try and get that to fall and make it a 3-point play.
Rose goes to the line to shoot 2 with his team up by 1 with 2:42 to go in the first quarter.
The difference between South and Roosevelt really is Roosevelt has so many tools of the trade on the floor at one time. Every player can become such an impact player for the Roosevelt squad, and they've learned that a lot from their team last year, going runner-up in the state tournament.
That ball was grabbed above the rim, but away from the cylinder. You hear me okay? Graves. Wade over to Graves, and Wade. They're playing catch, looking for something to break on the inside, and that's going to be 3 on Henderson.
That was a, I might protest that foul. That was a touchy foul. But South needs, what they need to do is they need to quit looking to Daisy. They need to look into Miller and look into Sims down low. Right now it seems like they're centralizing on finding Daisy and getting him the ball. He is their go-to man, but right now they need to work everybody.
This is not a go-to time. This is a time where you work your game and look at everything available. See what they're giving you.
Exactly.
Sims intercepts that pass as Henderson found himself triple-teamed when he dove into the lane.
Tried to force it a little too much.
He was thinking pass all the way, and I think South saw that. Stayed on the ground, didn't leave the floor.
Watch Henderson.
Well, he's not going to take too many chances. He'll play aggressive, let you know he's there, but he's not going to take
Nice
chances.
steal.
Ball ripped by Daryl McGee. McGee on the left side, directing traffic, gets it on top to Henderson on the sideline. Looks at the 3 head fakes, gets it inside
Nice
to
pass
Thomas
down
off the
low.
glass for 2.
Nice pass. McGee aware of where his players are, dumping the ball off. And Thomas is going to get that every time.
Once Thomas gets that ball, and the player's playing the backside, he's in. Wade doesn't handle the ball properly. Turnover. 2 substitutes for South.
And
number 33.
Jarvis Jones.
And number 11, Danny Dougherty.
Diordi. South already 2 turnovers in a row now. Roosevelt prides themselves on capitalizing on turnovers.
Diamond half court. Henderson's available on the skip pass. There it is, and the shadow. Whoa.
Henderson usually won't shoot that.
McGee's pass. Gets the ball back from Thomas somehow. 3 red shirts in there, and coming away is the smallest man on the floor. Doherty. He's going to be called for jump ball. I thought it was a travel.
Looked like it could have gone either way. Henderson getting a little physical with the ball on the floor with 3 fouls on him.
LeSueur is still working the referees.
LeSueur has been an emotional coach. He's really a psychological coach. In practice, he tells his team to be mentally prepared. He's a teacher of sorts. He philosophizes with his players, and he does a good job at it. He tries to get them emotionally involved as he is.
And there is a difference between emotionally involved and sportsmanship. And I think Coach LeSueur, with in mind 1 or 2 exceptions, walks that line very, very well.
He does. He does.
5 seconds. Shot from McGee. In and out for the 3. Fader at the buzzer off, no good by Walker. And at the end of the first quarter, our score is the Roosevelt Teddies 10, South High Tigers 7. Back for the second quarter after this timeout.
Whoa, look at Tommy. He's so stoned. This is totally happening.
Look what's happened to him.
You know what I look like.
Such a mess. What a loser.
Yeah, this weed is definitely
Gross. Ever since he started smoking pot, he's gross.
like everyone's doing it.
And it's so uncool.
They're really into me. They think I'm so...
Out of it. He's really out of it.
We're getting ready to start the second quarter. Roosevelt 10, South 7. Ryan, tell me about the first quarter.
Well, the first quarter was basically these teams mirror each other, and that defense is coming apparent right now as both teams keeping the game at low scoring. Walker with only 4 points, Rose with 2, Thomas with 4, although Isle Henderson, the glue of the team, has 3 fouls right now. On South, Daisy has 5 points and Jones has 2.
McGee gets it to Henderson on top. Back over to McGee.
Again, South trying to trap the ball, giving another look on their defensive scheme.
There's that look for Daisy where there was no need to. He could have turned around very easily and Jade or laid.
Yep. And Daisy will. Daisy's an exciting player to watch.
But the other team has to, the rest of the teammate has to support him.
They're trying to do that trap, two-man trap, and this is what I saw. This is what I saw Roosevelt practice on breaking this. And right there, they did a good pass. Watch for him to bring a man up to the top of the key or the free throw line and then give it up.
Henderson was looking for the alley-oop. I was waiting for it. I was ready to get happy with it. And suddenly, Roosevelt's doubled up on South, 14-7, still early in the second quarter.
Danny Doherty, a very young point guard.
Reminds me of one they had a few years ago by the name of Ryan Young. I'm going to tell you something. In that consolation round that South participated in when they went to state, I was impressed with you and the way you played your position.
Thank you.
Daisy, I believe, has 3 now, correct?
It was a lot of fun. That's why you like to watch all these players out here, because it's so much fun to go to the state tournament. And Roosevelt knows that because they were there last year, and their drive to get back to that state tournament is, you could see it.
2 on Daisy. Wade comes back into the game. Daisy goes out with 2.
Hens just spoke about before the game, he has 4 plans he's going to go to.
Thomas looking for that backdoor pass.
Nice
skip pass to Rose. Rose, nice layup from behind.
Rose is a great athlete. Roosevelt has great athletes as well as ball players. You're going to see some exciting moves by Roosevelt.
You want to talk about exciting. Here's a young non-starter, just blew by Isle Henderson.
That was a nice move by Doherty.
It will not happen often, but
No.
when it happens, it's fun as a player, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Henderson's just starting to feel him out. He's young. He hasn't seen him many times this year. We'll see if it happens many more times.
Let's see how the defense goes on him next couple of times and see if it's tried again.
Watch for Roosevelt to bring Thomas up to the free throw line and or Walker, and then look for this easy pass down low as they double team the ball player. There it is.
Wade comes down with the rebound and finds Doherty. Doherty brings the ball up against a relaxing zone.
It is almost a matchup zone.
Shot by, who was that, Wade?
That was Jones.
Jarvis Jones. 16-9. Here, almost 2.5 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Jarvis Jones, remember that AAU team, the Bulls, that did very well in the state tournament at the start of North Games this last summer.
Doherty tries to get away with one again. Lesueur can't believe he even tried that.
He can shoot that. Nice sky by Rose.
Rose gets hammered from behind by Sims.
Rose really gets up there as an athlete and a player.
You know, when you first meet him, he doesn't look like a whole lot, does he?
No.
And then when you see him on the floor, you're surprised at, wow, does he move?
Matter of fact, a lot of the Roosevelt players, if you just see them, they don't look like they'd be that great of players from eyesight. But as a team and a unit, they play so well together. They feel each other, and the results are incredible.
Watch some of the decisions that Roosevelt and South make when the ball gets near the inside. See who pulls it out, when, and why.
Roosevelt, of course, undefeated at this point in conference play, beginning the second season.
Second half of the season.
Second half of the season in conference play. Nice look.
Question, clean block, was it body?
I believe they're going to call a body on that one. It looked clean from our point of view.
Yep, they're calling with the body. Checking into the game for Roosevelt is number 43, who? Taylor, Brian Taylor.
Brian Taylor's the player that came on and played some quality minutes against that Duluth East team last weekend. Jamel Graves now, this is his third year playing varsity. He started as a sophomore playing varsity at point. So he's got a lot of experience against Roosevelt in the way they play.
You look up and down this roster for South, and there's a lot of juniors playing already in this game.
Yeah, there is. And the fouls.
Rose got a little frustrated losing the ball. We're going to have a bonus going to the line. Will be number 3, Trevor Wade.
South being very effective at this point in their 2-2-1 trap, zone trap. They're double teaming the ball. Roosevelt's not executing it and making the proper passes to get the easy layups at the other end.
Again, at the line is Trevor Wade. Concentrating on the ball, knows that once he looks, he's got to have that shot up. You look at the way some of these baskets fall, and you can see what the targets are for some of these players. And I'll guarantee you 90% of the players on the floor right now are looking at that back rim on the low hook.
Yep.
The way that ball went off.
I like both teams because both teams have a college-type ball-playing club. They like to play physical. They like to play fast. South practices bumping drills, and they both love, and of course, Lesueur being an ex-college coach, he knows how to play college ball.
Shot goes up by new man on the floor. Taylor.
Yeah, I believe the officials are definitely calling this one a tight game. We've seen a lot of fouls that could be called, that maybe are not truly evident fouls, but the refs are trying to keep this game as in control as they can.
Referee's letting the coaches wander a little bit. There's no such thing as a box, apparently. Shot goes up hard off the iron. Rushing the shot just a little bit. If we had a chance to watch Jarvis Jones shoot earlier, he's a little more than what he showed. My mic went out there.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Jarvis Jones is a good player. He'll develop in time. He needs to learn to stay with the shot and to follow through on his shots to become a better player.
Nice positioning by Miller to get that rebound and pull his team within 3 at 17-14. It was 17-9 at one point.
There they go. Roosevelt's doing exactly what they have to do.
Thomas gets a nice alley-oop from Rose, and Roosevelt goes back up by 5. Little push off by both players, not called.
Over and back.
Yep. And you want to get that ball early so you don't get that ball too close to the basket for the other team.
The big key is Roosevelt needs to get those fast break opportunities. They'll force South to have to drop back, because if they can't press, they press and give up the easy 2 points, LeSueur will have to pull them back and will have to play half-court defense, and Roosevelt will have all the time they want to work for their shot.
And Roosevelt has been known to be patient.
Oh, yes. Isle Henderson very unselfish. You'll see he'll pass more than he'll shoot.
Rose thought about 3. Even Thomas has thought about some 3s this game just a little bit, and I've seen him make them.
Nice pass.
See how Thomas kept that rebound alive?
Good play, look up.
Graves looks.
Oh.
And Thomas is going to get called for the foul. We'll see if Jones can put his free throws in this time. That's 3 on Thomas.
Another one of those fouls that could be kind of questionable.
I saw a game earlier this year with Roosevelt against Washburn. And during this timeout by Roosevelt, we'll talk about it, they were down by 5 with 19 seconds. Hit a 2, and with 5 seconds on the clock, not rushing the ball in any way, a freshman hits a 3 from the free throw line extended in the 3-point area. Ties the game. Yep. And then Washburn inbounded the pass, got a questionable pushing off foul called on him way down the court, and a free throw goes in. I'm not sure who shot it, but
it was Thomas.
Okay, Thomas hit the free throw, and with 19 seconds and a 5-point lead, I've never seen, in all my years of basketball in the city, I've never seen Lewis Boone lose a game like that.
Yeah, Lewis Boone was very disappointed about that loss. He's spoken openly about it. It was a questionable call. Was it a foul at the other end on the long bomb pass? It was a game, really. If that wasn't called a foul, Washburn scored, as you saw at the tail end. If it's called, Roosevelt gets a chance to win. So the ref made a judgment call at Roosevelt. It always helps to be at home to get a call like that. And they got lucky. Elijah Hand has shown a lot of poise, too, on that shot you spoke of.
For you armchair quarterbacks, if you will, it is my opinion and some coaches' opinions that if you are in a game where it's tight enough where a judgment call makes a decision on the game for you, you shouldn't be in that position in the first place. You should be good enough to be out of that position.
Right. Well, it's a questionable call also, because had they not called the foul, I mean, granted, the defense gave up after the foul was called and he scored his 2 points, but it was only 2 seconds. They might have gotten into overtime or such. But it was a good call, and I'll give the refs credit for being able to make that call and stand by it.
And I'll give Washburn credit playing for the win and not for the overtime.
Yep.
Making both free throws.
And, of course, the rule of thumb on the road, you don't play for the win.
Jones.
On the road, you play for the win, you don't play for the tie. And that's what Boone was thinking when that happened.
Rose will get called for that one in the face. And if I can see, you know there was a foul.
Yeah, that was a definite foul. But now we're starting to look at foul trouble for Roosevelt. I believe, well, let me double check.
Rose has 2.
Rose has 2.
Thomas has 3. Yep. Henderson has 3.
Henderson has 3. Okay.
And let me look out there. I don't think anybody else has more than 1. 2, 3, 3, 1, 1. Miller at the line. This shot is up off the rim and in.
Miller's
3-4 bounces.
Miller's another one of those players back when LeVane Carter, once again, as we speak of South, we speak of a first-year head coach, Craig LeSueur, just beginning to build this program. Miller was a highly liked person by Coach LeVane Carter, who used to head coach South boys.
South in their diamond press. A diamond press is a 1-2-1-1. Rose can leap, but not on springs.
Roosevelt is now making it easy for South to crawl back in this game by creating turnovers of their own.
19-18, Roosevelt has never trailed in this game, leading by as many as 9. Miller makes a pass, and it was a little harder than what he should have done, and he's letting Sims know that he knew he made the mistake.
He had the right idea, though, and that's what South needs to do.
There's a name we haven't called out for a while, Sims. I bet he scores the next basket for South only because we're here. You watch. Graves will get called for the grab.
No, they call Daisy. That's Daisy's third now.
Third, yeah. And Graves is going to come out of the game. LeSueur knows who made the foul.
You got to like McGee for having the guts to try and go through there with that. The confidence of dribbling through and drawing the foul.
How about this Doherty? He's really held South together in the time he's been in. Quality minutes.
Doherty with what you'd call Dick Vitale's diaper dandy group.
Daisy gets the ball back and puts a little lay in. And South has their first lead of the game at 20-19.
That explosive speed of Jason Daisy. I see as we look straight across from us wearing a Loyola Chicago shirt. Russell Wilson's father. Russell Wilson used to play for South, one of the star players in the state, now at Loyola Chicago playing Division I basketball, and his dad's here to watch South.
Didn't he have knee problems last year?
He did. He was redshirted his first year medically. He's playing now. McGee will hit those. You give him time and he'll hit those. Matter of fact, for those South High watchers, seems as if they have a good player about every 4 years.
Miller found a way to travel.
They had Wilson, now they have Daisy, and now Adrian Wilson. Russell's little brother is an exceptional player at the lower levels.
He's on his way, too.
He's going to be up there with some of the top players. South has so many great players through history. Oh, back-to-back shots by McGee.
If he gets one more and quick, there's going to be some problems. McGee with three.
McGee is such a dangerous three-point shooter.
Thomas working his position on Miller.
Nice pass by Doherty. Oh, Sims close to getting it over to the back call, but nice play by Sims.
I did call Sims was getting a basket soon, didn't I?
You did.
Sims scored that last basket for South.
Rose has been quiet so far.
Since the opening minutes. Trying some of that Tony magic, huh? Little body offensive.
Oh. Tough call on Walker.
Demetrius Walker with that foul. And Thomas will come out. Little side ache, he needs a little breather. Checking into the game is 43, Brian Taylor. I count South playing 7, maybe 8 players, and Roosevelt playing 6.
And Roosevelt basically will go at about 6 or 7 players unless they get in foul trouble.
Miller takes his shot. That's a good shot for him.
Pretty rotation, good follow through.
They'll play the half-court diamond. Over and back.
Henderson's wondering why. The rule states if you're in the air, where he caught the ball in the air, it's where your feet were last time you went into the air. They were in the backcourt, over and back.
There's been a change on that rule over the last couple of years, and during the third quarter we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Henderson pushed a little bit.
Trying to draw the chart. Oh, nice move by Doherty.
Doherty almost had Sims and had it knocked out of bounds by the new man, number 43, Brian Taylor.
Isle Henderson again getting beat by Doherty. Doherty, of course, the quarterback for South also. Exceptional player, one of the top players in the city in football.
And surprising, the Tigers finished first in the city conference this year for football. That surprised everyone. We're back to a 1-point lead for the Teddies. 15. Doherty read that like a book. 7 seconds. Now we're going to get a rush. McGee from Y. Why did McGee shoot that?
I don't know. McGee must have thought there wasn't as much time left. He took about a 25, 27-footer right there. Maybe even a 30 if you want to push it. 30-foot jumper.
25 for the Roosevelt Teddies, 24 for the South High Tigers after half of a game. We'll be back after this timeout with the first half statistics and comments and the second half. You're watching MTN Sports here on Channel 32. Welcome back to Jack Wells Gymnasium. Our score at halftime, the Roosevelt Teddies 25 and the South High Tigers 24. Ryan, your comments on the first half, please.
Well, the first half looks basically like this. Both teams are mirroring each other on offense. Neither one of them appears to have the perfect game plan to beat the others. Let's take a quick look at some of the stats we have. We have Walker coming in with 4 points and 2 fouls. Rose with 5 points and 2 fouls. Thomas 8 points, 3 fouls. Watch that number. McGee with 6 points. Henderson with 2 points and 3 fouls. Roosevelt has right now 9 turnovers. So Roosevelt has committed 9 turnovers. For South, Sims has 4 points. Jones has 4 points. Miller with 7 and 2 fouls. Daisy with 7 points, 3 fouls, and Wade Trevor with 2 points. South has 10 turnovers. So basically, it's been a match game with the score 25-24, Roosevelt up. It's been basically the same teams playing each other. And that's what both coaches talked about early in the year, that these teams were mirroring each other, and that's what they're proving here today, Tony.
We're at halftime, 25 for the Teddies, 24 for the Tigers. We'll be back after this timeout with the start of the third quarter.
I just missed the 8:45 to Springfield and was starting to think running away wasn't such a great idea after all. Then I saw him. Whistle Stop Willie. Rumor had it he'd been everywhere on trains. So I asked him if he were my age again and could go any place, where he'd most like to go.
To school.
His answer sent me in a different direction and is one of the main reasons I'm graduating today.
Learning. It's the smart thing to do. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
16 minutes of regulation basketball yet to play. South has had one lead at 20-19. Roosevelt's had their lead as big as 9 at 17-8. I'm sorry, it's been 8 twice, 17-9 and 15-7 or something along those lines.
Daisy coming out right away, taking the shot. Once again, South is going to have to work the ball around and continue to do what they've done, balance scoring, as well as Roosevelt.
Daisy for 3. Off the back iron, no good. Thomas comes down with the rebound, finds Henderson. Henderson brings it up. Graves pressuring him. South in a person-to-person. Thomas on top at the free throw line, looking underneath, finds McGee. McGee goes around Daisy. Daisy didn't want to get another foul. This one's going to be on Sims as number 55 for Roosevelt. Walker will go to the line to shoot 2.
Just to see how well these teams are playing defense right now. Daisy averages 22.9 points per game, leading all scorers in the metro, or in the city, I should say, not the metro. Right now, he's been held to 7 points, and he has 3 fouls. So Roosevelt has done their job. On the other hand, McGee right now has 6 points, and he averages 16 points, 6 points. So both teams are accomplishing the mission of defense.
Correction on that foul, it was not Sims, it was Jarvis Jones, and that is his first, team's first for the second half. Walker puts down his first free throw. We've been asked to identify Walker as Demetrius, not Bebop.
Not Bebop, okay.
I didn't have a chance to tell you that during our break. Walker makes both his free throws.
Oh.
They're going to call that one off of Miller.
I'll tell you, though, if Demetrius gets a monster dunk, he's Bebop.
Remember, he said that, not me. Walker finds Henderson.
Nice ball movement. Way to go by McGee, nice.
Walker, 2 shots, one was a tip, didn't get it out. Miller's didn't grab a hold of it. Miller's grown the last couple of inches over last year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's raised up and he's beefed up a little bit too. He's a little bit bigger than he was weight-wise. Walker's got to hit that easy shot. McGee being very unselfish. That's how Roosevelt plays, unselfish.
Did you see the patience in setting up that screen shot? Foul called on South, number 43, Miller. For Miller, I believe that's his third.
That's his third. When you speak of patience, that's patience right there. Demetrius Walker getting the ball inside there. He throws a fake rather than rushing the ball up, draws the foul.
Henderson over to Rose. Back over to Henderson on top for McGee. Henderson over to Rose on the right side, setting up a 1-4 offense is Roosevelt. From the outside, McGee.
Good.
That's 3 of them.
McGee's just an exceptional player. His only points have come from the 3-point line.
Nice shot by number 33 for South. That's Jarvis Jones.
There goes that, oh. Here we go.
Coaches immediately were up for that technical. Had something to do with last year, didn't it?
Yep.
I've been looking for that out of somebody this year. Call it on Roosevelt.
Watch it. Oh. Io Henderson did not see Walker back there. Had he thrown an alley-oop, Walker had it all the way.
I don't know if he would have been able to get over Daisy. Daisy is sky high right now.
Oh. Might have been an exciting turn of events. Not many dunks this game. Not accustomed. Roosevelt usually has 3 or 4.
Rose with that power dribble gets hammered. The hammer from Sims.
Nice drive by Rose, but once again, he's got to try and release that ball somehow. He's got to try and get that up and create a 3-point opportunity for himself.
For Sims, that'll be his second. Rose will go to the line to shoot a pair. Team up by 2 with 5:29 to go in the third quarter, 30-28. First one's up off the back iron, no good. Second one coming.
I believe Hench has just told Henderson to look in the backside for that pass, that entry pass. Try and sneak it in around the back of South's defense because they're overextending right now on defense.
It's almost like nobody wanted the ball. Going around Rose, he'll get called for that one. And going to the line will be number 33, Jarvis Jones. Team's first for Rose, that's his third.
That's his third foul. Roosevelt now has 3 people at 3 fouls. Thomas, Rose, and Henderson. 3 of the most vital players.
How long has Henderson had his third foul, though?
Henderson has had his third foul for quite a while, and he's still playing aggressive. You got to like that in the player.
He hasn't come out either.
No, he hasn't. Henches will not take Io Henderson out. Io Henderson is simply the glue of his offense and defense. You take Io out, he does not have a Roosevelt team that he has out there now. Io Henderson will not score as much. He'll have a bunch of assists, but he's so important to the team mentally and just working the ball and in other aspects of the game.
Off the court. Off the court. I don't know, the concession stand must have closed or something. Jones makes his second of 2, missed the first one. Pulls the Tigers within 1. Walker comes up with the tip pass to himself. On top to Henderson. Over to Walker. Back over to Henderson. I'm sorry, Walker identified as now McGee. That'll be off of Walker. and belong to the Tigers. The Tigers have a chance to get their second lead of the game.
Roosevelt now making those turnovers apparent. The biggest key to this game, I guarantee you, the winner will have the least amount of turnovers. Daisy charged. Good call.
Put his head in there, reamed his shoulder.
Oh, making gestures to the coaches on the side that he paid off the refs. Daisy's such a competitor.
Trevor Wade will come into the game for Daisy.
Crowd questioning the foul. Daisy, what he did is he lowered his shoulder in. Look for him to get it to the free throw line.
Rose, in and out. That's two he's gone like that.
Look at, oh.
Now he would have had to rush it. Every time he was looking, the ball was on its way down. He would have had to rush that pass. So it was a good thing not to pass it in. Again, we mentioned earlier in the game, the decisions on when the ball should go in and when it should come out are going to be the key, I thought.
Oh, trying to force the ball.
I'm sorry, wasn't that one of those comments?
McGee tried to force the ball. And now I believe the foul's.
That foul is on McGee. Poor McGee, isn't that two?
That's his first. It's kind of funny. Last time these two teams met, Henderson and Daisy got ejected right away on a controversial dunk technical. And McGee had to step up. You see, he's kind of a quiet player, but he gets his points. It's kind of interesting to see him as the role player for this team.
Kind of like, what's his name from last year? Come on, Ryan, what is his name? MacArthur.
MacArthur, the quiet man who gets the job done.
We're going to get a foul on the Tigers. And this foul is going to be on number 33, Jones. For him, I believe that's his second.
Speaking of MacArthur, he's going to, as of now, he's committed, supposedly verbally, with Minneapolis Community College.
Wait a minute. Minneapolis Community College. Isn't that state JVC school?
Yep.
That could pretty much play Division II or Division III talent?
Could, definitely. Jay Pivick's done a great job down there. Henches has done a great job with this program. 3 of his players playing ball. Donald Phillips, Tex Phillips, otherwise known as, is playing right now for Wyoming.
And there's framed picture of Phillips in his Wyoming uniform in Hench's office.
And Wayne Charles, another exceptional player, playing for North Dakota School of Science right now. With Prentice Perkins, another great from Minneapolis.
Thomas collects his 4th foul at 3:49 of the third period. Remember, 4th foul, 3:49. Roosevelt will sag off into a 2-3. Try to protect the players with foul trouble. Try to play the passing lanes, but don't extend beyond the 3-point line, apparently. And it's going to pay off because you're going to have to hammer that ball in hard.
If you look at South and Roosevelt plays so maturely.
Walker gets fired up.
Roosevelt plays so organized and so mature. Even when it's sloppy, Roosevelt is still playing organized basketball. I think once South can achieve that, and Coach Craig LeSueur in his first year, it'll probably take a couple years as it did for Henches. Once he can get his team to play that well, they will be a definite powerhouse in the state.
33-29.
Although we might mention South got some state recognition in the polls last week.
Say, who was that last foul on? Number 3 or 33?
Number 33.
33, okay. Graves pushing the ball over for Jones. He puts it up off the iron, no good.
Nice, good
Wade.
hustle. Nice move, Jamel.
Graves with that drive inside, finds the basket for 2, pulls his team to within 3, just at the 3-minute mark of the third quarter.
Gray's one of those players who's played for 3 years. Look at him. Demetrius Walker still looking for the alley-oop on the backside. Nice pass.
Thomas puts down a nice soft J.
Set up by the patience of the Roosevelt offense.
Again, patient. They were aggressive, but patient. When's the last time someone described a city team like that?
Roosevelt has a lot of talent. They have athletic ability, basketball playing ability, and the patience, and the well-coaching staff. We're listening in right now to the ref at the front table.
There's a question on whether that last foul before this one was on 3 or 33 of South. And they're going to confirm who it was. And it was 3.
It was 3.
This game is so important to both teams. You got to double check everything.
Right now, as with the girls program, the boys program is undefeated after their first round of conference play. South 4-2 entering into this second part.
If Roosevelt finishes the year undefeated in the conference, they have got to be, you know, a very well-disciplined team.
They will. And they are. But they have to get by South first here today.
And then, who's the next one? Southwest? Yeah, Southwest.
South will have a bye. Roosevelt will play Henry. Roosevelt's next opponent. South's next opponent is Southwest.
36-32, just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. South with the ball. Inside to Miller. Miller finds no one. And we're going to get a 3-second call on Miller. Miller found himself behind the backboard on that one. And Walker travels.
Of the remaining games, Roosevelt has 3 games away, 2 at home, and a bye. South has 3 at home, 2 away, and a bye. So could South win here, they might have an advantage because Roosevelt has to play some competition on the road.
Sims turns around for the J off the rim, no good. Roosevelt comes up, so we're going to get a travel on Rose. No, I'm sorry. Is it Walker on the floor? Yes. 1:29 remaining in the third quarter, 36-32. Graves on top for South.
Go keep.
Wade going in for the rebound. The person that took the shot was number 33, Jones. We have a foul on number 21, Sims. That's 3 on Sims. Going to the line will be Thomas. He'll shoot a bonus. Coming down with the rebound is Sims on the missed shot. Looking ahead, nice pass by Graves into Wade. Wade's shot was blocked. Graves comes down with it, shoots the 3 from the corner. It's good.
Good shot.
Pulls his team within 1 with 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. 36-35.
Good shot by Graves. That's Graves' best aspect of the South team. His 3-point shot and his patience at the point.
Rose to Henderson on top. Back over to Rose on a soft pass. Henderson, 2-3 zone extended by South.
Almost a matchup zone.
McGee. And here comes the diamond half court.
The scorer wants him to play out.
Walker's coming on that back door several times. I wonder if everybody is, and we're going to get, I thought over and back before that.
Isle did a good job of pivoting and then going toward the basket to draw the foul. That's why it wasn't over the back. He knew where the line was, and that's good mental playing. Knowing where you are in the court.
For Jamel Grave, that'll be his second. Teams, well, they're beyond bonus, so I'm guessing right around the 9 mark. Henderson will go to the line to shoot a bonus with his team up by 1 with 21 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Shot was missed. South has a chance to come in to the fourth quarter with a lead. 10 seconds. Who's going to put this shot up? We're going to skip it over.
My guess is they're looking for Miller down low.
Well, that was a good decision considering the time on the clock. Our score at the end of the third quarter, 36 for the Roosevelt Teddies, 35 for the South High Tigers. We'll be back after this timeout with a fourth period for regulation.
If you think smoking crack is in, then you're in for some news. Crack is so addictive, people will do anything for another hit. Robbery, assault, murder. And once you're into stuff like that, you might be getting in for good. Before you try crack, think what you're getting yourself into.
We're back at Jack Wells Gymnasium. Our score, 36 for the Teddies, 35 for the Tigers. And we're checking on the stats. I want to remind everyone that coming up in March, we have some North Central College basketball coming up along with the sectionals, Twin City hockey, and all that coming up on the Minneapolis Television Network. And don't forget, 5:30 on Sundays on Channel 32. Your host, Ryan Young, talking Minneapolis, talking with the Minneapolis area personalities for sports. Right now, we're putting a little concentration into basketball. We hope to expand that into the hockey and possibly gymnastics. Getting ready to start our fourth quarter. Henderson and the Teddies will start on the alternate possession. South is extending their diamond zone to cross half court on the pass. McGee over to Henderson. Henderson drives in, finds Walker. Walker off the glass on the left side for 2, puts his team up by 3, 38-35, Ryan.
Nice play down low, way to work the ball and get the patience. South showing the same.
I'm going to tell you something. It's a good thing Thomas didn't touch that ball. It was on its way down, and that would have been the momentum that South needed, I think, for this game right now.
Checking in with the stat from last quarter. Turnovers. Now it's 16 for Roosevelt, 13 is South. So Roosevelt has 3 more turnovers than South. Nice tip in above the rim.
Thomas was right there waiting for it to be above and beyond the rim. And Thomas didn't even have to leave the floor. Look at that size. South is going to force Roosevelt to extend their pressure. Their
3. Oh. That went down. This house is going down.
I'm going to tell you something. That would have been an ideal shot for South to come back and answer with if he had put it down.
Daisy's got to take his time, though. He can't get excited. Plenty of time left. Although I think it'd be safe to say Daisy right now might be a little frustrated with only 9 points and 4 fouls at this point in the game.
I don't think he's frustrated. His team's in the game. His team's not out of it. If his team was out of it, I'd be frustrated. Thomas puts his team up by 5.
Maybe frustrated more with his own performance as far as that goes.
Okay.
Not with his team's performance. His team is playing excellent ball right now.
We're looking at a 1-3 zone by the Teddies. Graves puts it up off the front lip. No good.
Nice
Coming
rebound.
down the rebound is Thomas.
Did you see how high he got up on that one, Thomas?
Wasn't above the box.
Oh.
Charge by Walker. Subs coming into the game for South High. Number 11, Doherty, and number 3, Wade.
That's 3 fouls, I think. 3 fouls.
On 55. Walker, thank you.
There goes your man, Doherty, checking back in. Let's see if he can take over where Jamel left off. I think it's a questionable move by South because Jamel's three-point shot.
I don't know.
Jamel has so much more experience than Doherty in this type of situation.
I tend to agree with you, but Doherty's shown sparks of being smart tonight.
That's true.
He's intense and wants to play, and he's showing sparks of being smart. That was a smart pass, did not lose composure. Nice basket by Sims.
Doherty proving me wrong. That's okay, he could do that. Work it,
Little
look it
push.
down.
Walk.
Oh.
LeSueur found it, and he's happy. He's firing up his team down by 3 with 4:54 to go, 42-39. Tigers with the ball.
LeSueur feeling the momentum picking up for the Tigers, and he's getting emotionally in this one now.
You got to believe that if his players don't give him the hard work that he puts into it, they won't play.
Too bad we can't ISO the battle down low between Thomas and Sims. Intense.
Hey, we're public access. Henderson with the ball. His team has a 3-point lead. Rose skip pass to Thomas. Oh. That one goes in for number 55, Demetrius Walker, and puts his team up by 5, 44-39, with 4:20 to go in this quarter.
Walker averaging 14.4 points a game. I believe now he has unofficially 12 points for sure, possibly 14.
Daisy with a nice soft shot off the left baseline. You got to cover that baseline and seal it off. Don't let players beat you on the baseline. Walker puts it up off the left, no good.
Walker does have 14 points.
South with a chance to pull within 1 or tie. Doherty taking control, finds Daisy. Thought about the 3, Henderson in his face. Doherty goes in, he'll take the shot. That finds its way in, and his team is within 1, 44-43. I'm gonna tell you something, that is your bench player.
I'm taking it out, I'm taking it back, Doherty. You're a primetime player, buddy.
He's at
there's Walker.
And look at him go in there to try to get that rebound and block the shot.
No way though, Walker, no way. Oh!
Is that 5?
No, that's 4 on Henderson. 4, but you know, it took him 2-3 quarters to get that 4th foul. Took him 3 quarters to get that 4th foul.
It did. Because he got his 4th foul about the 4-minute mark, didn't he?
Yep.
46-43. The 2-3 zone is being extended, being matched up just a little bit.
Watch for Daisy to pull it if you can. Miller
He found
him.
Miller. Sims with the fadeaway, puts it up, bounces around, no good. Guess who? Guess who? He pushed.
Doherty, we mentioned earlier, Doherty was a football player, a quarterback. He's definitely got the body weight and the body size. He might not be tall, but he's a short, stocky young man. And he definitely showed it there, pushing off.
Doherty picks up his foul. I believe that's his first. No, he had a difficult task going up against Walsh in that Twin City game.
Yeah, he did. Doherty did all he could.
Walker puts his team up by 4, so now South needs a minimum of 3 baskets to win this game. The referees letting the players set themselves up. They don't want to be accused of giving this game away to anyone for any reason. Oh, how tempting is it to run that fast break there, Tom?
It is very tempting. Doherty having the mind, though. Oh, he traveled.
Oh, he saw that lane so wide open, and LeSueur's going to take a timeout. 2:56 remaining in the 4th quarter. A 4-point lead for the Teddies. Don't go away, folks. It's going to be a good finish.
Almost 400 years ago, African Americans were brought to this continent in chains. Stripped of their dignity, torn from their families, they never surrendered till they were free. Don't dishonor them. by becoming a slave to heroin, cocaine, and crack. Make no mistake, drug abuse is the new slavery.
Back here at Jack Wells Gymnasium at Roosevelt High School, 47 for the Teddies, 43 for the Tigers. Ryan, if you're the coach of either team, what are you saying to your kids right now?
Right now, Coach Lasura is saying in his huddle, he's saying, let's be patient, let's take our time. We can beat these guys, but you have to be willing to take your time and wait for your shot. Don't push anything. Doherty is now coming out. Jamel's going back in, definitely has a three-point threat. I bet you he said, if you have the shot, Daisy or Jamel Graves, take that shot. Roosevelt is saying, remain to have that tenacious defense, take your time also, look for Bebop Walker, or excuse me, Demetrius Walker on the backside, or Thomas down low at the post.
There's Thomas. Nice tip by Daisy, but it goes out of bounds.
I tell you, Daisy gets that tip, and it's showtime.
Yeah. One thing to note, both teams have only used one timeout. Both teams have used minimal players. Roosevelt with 5 this whole half, and South with 8.
Roosevelt
and basically 7 this half.
They need to get a player at the top of the key. There it is, wide open, backside.
Boy, if he would have missed that, that'd have been some momentum for South.
On that type of play, Roosevelt has to get a man up to the free throw line to create that V cuts.
Graves is back in for his shooting ability, I've got to assume. Got his little rest. And Daisy puts up air. Think the crowd's going to let him forget it?
I don't think so. I question that shot. It's pretty early to be taking that long of a shot. They need to work the ball in low. Daisy has not carried this team at all today by South, and I'm impressed by that South has stepped up and played as a team. They need to continue to do that.
But Lasura has taken him out when he's gotten the foul trouble.
That's true. Oh.
We're going to get the foul call from the back official. South is going to get their foul on Rose, and that's 5. Buzz him.
I'll tell you, that's a scary play right there. I don't know if the camera had caught that one, but as Trevor went down, his knee bent back. At first, everybody looked at his knee to see if, in fact, his knee had been hurt. Fortunate for Trevor Wade that he wasn't injured right there.
1:58 remaining in this game, as it is for regulation, 49-43. Rose is fouled out. Henches is taking his 30 seconds.
Henches is taking all of his time, making sure.
I'm going to tell you something else, though. Henches was all the way down near the south bench.
He was.
For the first time today, the referees have told him, you're going to need to stay in your box.
Yep.
And I hope the referees have said something to Lasura as well.
See, here's a problem now for Roosevelt. You're bringing in Wilson now to play and replace a Rose. Now, Wilson hasn't played at all in this game, I believe, yet. So now he's cold, he's coming off the bench, and now he's expected to play at a high caliber.
And to be honest with you, the other player that came into the game, Brian Taylor, played only 2 or 3 minutes of minimal
So
time.
interesting moves. We'll see what happens.
Nobody with much of anything as far as playing time is concerned for Roosevelt off the bench. So you can't question cold and hot right now because they've only played the 5 players,
That's
little
true.
6.
That's true. A player to watch for Roosevelt, might as well get in now. Elijah Hanoff, freshman, exceptional player for Roosevelt. Watch him and Adrian Wilson in the next 3 years.
Wade at the line to shoot his second to pull his team within 4. Doesn't. South comes away with the rebound with Wade grabbing it. Miller kept. Daisy for 3.
What a nice shot by Daisy. All the confidence in the world. He knew that one was in from the start.
Oh, and he was there waiting for the ball. All you had to do was deliver.
Nice pass.
Oh, we're going to get a push with that left arm.
South is getting emotionally into the game. Henches is doing all he can to maintain from getting a technical call on him. He's angry.
But I'm going to tell you something. He has not once questioned the official or anything.
Not once.
At least verbally or at an official. South within 2.
Nice. Oh, that's gone. That's 5 on Henderson, and that will hurt. That will hurt. Henches will use all the time he can right here. He's going to use his full time.
The offensive foul, I believe, was on McGee, number 35. We're going to check that. That will be 5 on Henderson. So all of a sudden, Henches gets a few extra seconds to make his decision.
You see Henches taking the full use of his time. He still hasn't told anybody. Now he pulls a freshman, Elijah Hanna, a freshman.
No, it was 35. It was 35 on the player control. He should go up to the player and identify him by face. Right now they're saying that the player control foul is on the wrong player in our opinion. Okay, so Walker is going to be called for the player control foul. That's a foul he shouldn't have. Number 55 has 4 fouls, Walker, and 35 is down to 1 foul now.
They're still taking their time. Hench is still milking the clock.
Okay, so 35 gets his second, 55 gets his third. Henderson's fouled out. Checking into the game will likely be number 33. Who is that?
Elijah Hanna, a freshman.
He's the one that hit that shot.
He's the one who hit the shot to beat Washburn. Maybe, I believe, the only freshman playing right now in varsity basketball. An exceptional shooter. Frank Henches likes him. In 2 games of sophomore basketball, he averaged 38 points. This guy can light it up from outside, and he can light it up good.
And Roosevelt will take a timeout to ice the shooter. At the line will be Daisy, shooting, I believe, bonus, with 1:19 remaining in the 4th quarter. We got a barn burner, folks.
Doing drugs is like being on top of the world. Everyone says so. Everyone seems to be having one dandy old time. Hey, it's part of growing up. Or is it? Just think about this. Before you go and do something you've never done before, you just better know what you're jumping into.
Ryan Young, 1:19 remaining in regulation. The score is tied at 49. I'm sorry, the score is 49 for Roosevelt, 47 for the Tigers of South High. They were down by 6. Made the first of 2 free throws and got a 3-point play to pull within 2 on a free throw shooting.
South has played well. As I said in the last huddle, they had to have patience, take their time, work the ball around, and things will happen. They've done that. Things have happened for South. South is now back in this game. Now Henches is saying the exact same thing to Roosevelt. Take your time. Be patient. Box out. Mentally, you can beat this team and do it. Matter of fact, Henches prides his team on being so mentally and physically tough. He will play a team on a Friday, North High, then he will go and play Duluth East the next day, number 2 in the state, just to keep his team mentally fit for these types of games.
And he's thinking it's tournament time because he feels that that's where his team lost the game against Cretin-Durham Hall.
Oh, nice look,
energy.
nice look.
The game tied, South has the ball, a chance to get their second lead of the game, and their only lead has been 1 point. South takes a timeout with 1:13 remaining. Our score tied at 49. We'll be back. Fade to black, come back up.
When I grow up, I want to be a track star.
No one ever says, I want to be a junkie when I grow up.
But I want to be a ballerina.
Yet thousands of kids let getting high make a mess of their lives.
I want to be a nurse.
Don't let drugs get in the way of your dreams.
In fact, each timeout that I take a break. Here, Jack. Here at Jack Wells Gymnasium, our score is tied at 49. Checking into the game for the South High Tigers, Robert Cullen. Ryan?
Robert Cullen is one of the exceptional outside shooters for South. They feel right now they need to have a threat on the outside as well as the inside. Now they've got Daisy, Graves, and Cullen who can light it up from outside. Look for them to try maybe delay tactic, delay the game as long as they can, and take a three maybe to try and ice this Roosevelt team. Maybe Roosevelt will get the ball back with 20 seconds or less. Right now, I believe LeSueur is going to try and milk the clock down as far as he can.
I would. I've been running all night, and I would take my time.
Let's see what Roosevelt does. Roosevelt's going to man.
No, they're going to a 1-2-2. And we're getting a foul called on Roosevelt's number 21, Rick Wilson. A guard at 5'8". He's a senior this year for the Teddies.
Wilson's one of those players who played in the state tournament. He's a good guard off the bench. A questionable foul, but maybe it's not that bad of a foul. We've got
gives your team a chance to get the ball back.
And we've got a new guy who just checked into the game. That is not Robert Cullen.
On my program it is. Number 13.
Okay.
Sims comes down with it. We'll call him Cullen until we get a correction.
Okay, I guess that's Cullen then.
No, it's Williams.
Williams, okay. Roosevelt gets the call.
Substitute coming into the game, number 3, Wade. And we're saying this is Wilson or Williams? Williams. Not on my list. Player of the game puts up a fadeaway on a steal. Gets up off the floor and pulls the ball back. And South is going to be patient with 40 seconds remaining. The ball in their player's hand, Jason Daisy.
Watch for the steal. McGee anticipating. McGee anticipating. McGee anticipating. McGee anticipated that the whole way.
Dribble. Timeout called. We're going to get the timeout before the jump ball. 30 seconds remaining in this game. Roosevelt with 1 timeout. South with 2 remaining in this game. We'll be back after this timeout. Our score, 49 apiece.
Where'd he most like to go?
To school.
His answer sent me in a different direction, and is one of the main reasons I'm graduating today.
Learning. It's the smart thing to do. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Ryan, this game is so intense, I'm losing my voice.
The game is very exciting. As I called that the last time, McGee was watching the feet and the eyes of the player. I kept yelling he's anticipating because he was trying to sneak in the backside to get the ball, and he did that. He waited for the ball to go in the corner. Miller was trapped because Walker was right there. He tried to throw it back out. McGee slid in through the backside, got the steal, kicked it to Wilson, called the timeout, and we've got ourselves 30 seconds left in a tie game, and that's because of the defense and the patience and the smart play of Daryl McGee.
Also, McGee was on the money man, which is Daisy, anticipating the pass, watching the ball, hand checking.
And had the presence not to foul Daisy. Now, the only question is maybe Daisy should have taken it to him instead of fading away. He might have got the call. You see McGee now becoming the step-up player.
If I'm South, I'll play it down to about 15, but I'm going to follow McGee. I want McGee at the line.
Look at Daisy talking to him.
If I'm South, I want McGee at the line.
You do. You want McGee at the line. McGee was, there's a lot of verbal talk going on between McGee and Daisy right now. As you see, with Io Henderson out, the role of McGee has changed. He's now become the leader of this Roosevelt team.
Yes.
Rather than just another player on the court.
Which is another reason I want him there, because there's a lot on his mind right now. Rick Wilson will go to the line. He went to that line with a lot of energy and anticipation. I can win this game for us. I can win this game. And if he's not careful, that may be what gives South the ball. Bonus for Wilson. Concentration, the smile on his face. Puts it in.
Nice shot by Wilson. He didn't let the crowd get to him. He followed through. Followed through.
Roosevelt No, who called it?
McGee.
Who called it?
Roosevelt.
Okay, Roosevelt takes their timeout. It's their final timeout. South has 2 left with 19 seconds remaining. Ryan, what is Coach LeSueur saying to his team?
Coach LeSueur is right now, he's saying we have to do 2 things. When the shot goes up, whether he makes it or misses it, box your man out and get that rebound. If he misses it, we take it down, we set up, we get the ball in the hands of Jason Daisy, we try and have him get the shot and win the game. Now, if he makes the shot, you get the ball, call timeout. They'll try and get the ball at least to half court in about 4 or 5 seconds on an out of bounds play and probably call timeout again. That would be my guess. LeSueur must tell his team now, be patient. Do not rush. Take the clock down to the final seconds.
What's Henches saying?
Henches is basically saying, make that shot, take your time, get back on D, no fouls, no fouls.
Dumb fouls.
Hands up, no dumb fouls, but don't give the guy the easy layup.
One thing to note, we have not seen in this game yet the 3-point free throws. If that shot goes up from 3-point area, you do not want to foul.
On that last play, you saw Wilson try and launch the ball up as he got fouled to try and get that 3.
Roosevelt wasn't going after it.
And he calls timeout.
Okay, now you can work the clock for any shot, including free throws, correct?
Yep, that's what you're going to do. If you're Coach LeSueur, you're going to get the ball down into the secondary half. You're going to work for a good shot, try and take as much time off the clock as possible, but not too much time. Get the ball. I guarantee it, almost willing to guarantee the ball will get in the hands of Jason Daisy somehow.
Look at the makeup on the team. If Doherty checks in, I'd say Doherty would be a threat. I'd say Daisy, Graves, or Miller. In that order. Daisy, Graves, or Miller in that order. In fact, I put Miller first because you don't want Daisy taking that quick shot. And you want Graves or Daisy taking that quick shot.
Well, it might be another philosophy would be work the ball once around the horn, give it to Doherty, let him try and cut through the seam like he's done all night. Either draw the foul and or dish the ball.
Checked in.
Dish the ball to somebody coming in. He's gonna, I believe he's.
No, Doherty hasn't checked in.
Nope, Doherty's not. Okay, watch for Graves to try that though. Watch for him to try and penetrate through the middle and maybe kick the ball out to either Daisy or kick it down low to Sims or Miller. Roosevelt electing to take with their half court. No dumb fouls here.
South has lost so many games by 1 or 2 points. I give them this one right now.
It'll be a big victory for both teams. Look at Daisy, a lot of talk going on between him and Wilson. They're gonna send Daisy to the line with 3 seconds.
That's only 4 on him.
No timeouts remaining now. How's Henches feeling now? No timeouts. Did you call it a little too soon with the last one? I question calling the timeout when Wilson missed the free throw, giving him a chance to think about it.
No, because I want to set up my defense and make sure we don't do any dumb things. Now don't do anything stupid by following your shot too quickly.
If I'm South, I'd pull. What? Oh. Big shot for Daisy. He misses. The fadeaway. No, time had expired.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have overtime here at Jack Wells Gymnasium. We'll be back after this timeout with 3 minutes of overtime.
What are the odds?
But I missed the 8:45 to Springfield that day, and was starting to think running away wasn't such a great idea after all. Then I saw him. Whistle Stop Willie. Rumor had it he was born in a boxcar and spent most of his life crossing the country on trains. So I asked him if he were my age again and could go any place, where he'd most like to go.
To school.
His answer sent me in a different direction, and is one of the main reasons I'm graduating today. Thank you.
Learning. It's the smart thing to do. A message from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Not very likely for Daisy to miss a free throw.
Who's the one kid that hasn't taken a shot for Roosevelt?
Boy, did Daisy get up on that one. Elijah Hanna playing a quiet guard out there.
Graves. All the Roosevelt fans holler and shoot. LeSueur's very happy with the patience.
There you go, good play.
Nothing but layups. Excuse me, nothing but layups.
Sims. Roosevelt very conscious, not having position. Wise not to go over the back and try and foul him. Look at Daisy. Daisy and McGee, a lot of talking going on.
That's a senior out there that's played in the state tournament making a pass.
Wilson, but not the experience in this game. Not the caliber player Henderson is.
Yeah, make Roosevelt come out at you. You got the 2-point lead in overtime. Make him come after you.
Watch it. He's got to anticipate. Wilson has got to do a better job.
See Daisy come out and play floor balance the second Graves went in.
Here goes Daisy.
Graves with the steal. Graves up on top with the layup.
Look at Graves talk.
This game's over. Graves with 6 points, 1:16 remaining, 56-50.
Look for McGee to shoot a three.
Excuse me?
McGee for three.
I may have spoke too soon, but I agree, this game should be over.
I called that. McGee, you know he was going to take that shot, come down and take it. Cool as ice right now on the sidelines. What a game.
One timeout for each team remaining. 1:03 remaining in this first overtime. 56-53 South. South's biggest lead of the game has been this overtime by 6. We'll be back after this.
Yo siempre quise ser como mi hermano. Él era bien popular, pero de momento cambió. Todo el mundo me decía que él estaba en la droga. Yo no podía creerlo, yo no quería creerlo, pero era verdad. Las drogas lo mataron.
We're back at Jack Wells Gymnasium. Our score, 56 for the Tigers, 53 for the Teddies, and we're at the Teddies' homeland.
McGee's only four shots of the game have been three-pointers. He's buried them all.
He's made 5 shots.
He's missed
1 3-point attempt. That was in the first half.
He's got 4 three-pointers though.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he has a 4-on-1 and the smarts to pull that ball out. Daisy has the smarts to pull that ball out. Make the team come at you. And we're going to put Miller at the line. The foul will be on number 21 of Roosevelt, and that is Mr. Wilson, the senior 5'8" guard. No, that foul will be on Walker. That'll be his 3rd. Checking into the game will be number 3, Wade, Trevor Wade. Correct me, it's 4.
They cannot afford to lose Walker, although there's only 51 seconds left. Look for Elijah Hanna and or Daryl McGee to get the shot next time down the court.
Miller's shot is up, off the front rim. Good person to foul.
Here comes McGee. Look for Elijah. There he is.
Excuse me. That'll be off Daisy. We'll give the ball to the Teddies. 37 seconds remaining. Elijah or
Elijah or McGee will get the ball on this inbounds. In three-point range, Elijah or McGee.
McGee didn't even go to the ball.
Kick it out.
Why not put the ball straight up?
Kick it. Walker scores. Timeout.
15 seconds. Walker scored, pulls his team within one. 56-55. 15 seconds. 20-second timeout by us. South ahead. Keith, get a pencil. 7-2-2. 2577. Ask for Nicky. Ryan is late. He will be there approximately 10:15. Do it when you feel comfortable doing it. All right, just keep an eye and don't be afraid to holler or shout or at least ask. Bring us up. Am I up, Linda? 56 for the Tigers, 55 for the Teddies. The Tigers jumped on this overtime. Jumped with 6 quick points. Roosevelt has battled back by a three-pointer from McGee and an inside shot by Walker. They have a timeout. Remaining does the Tigers. They have the ball with a 1-point lead, 15 seconds. What should we expect?
Roosevelt to play some tight D, try and deny and get the 5-second call.
I'd say Miller get fouled and put him on the line again.
That may be.
Sims has him. Just 5 seconds off, we're at the line.
That's a good foul. A lot of pressure on Elijah at this point. You know what?
At this point, you can't pick a player. You only go down by 3. Whoever goes down by 3 at the most, and Walker's going to shot or Elijah. You know you're going to take that outside shot with time running out.
Yep. Whoever's open will take the shot.
If he makes this one, Frank's been short that one timeout twice now.
He missed it. Roosevelt has a chance.
That's the game. Tide Tigers have aim revenge. Roosevelt Teddies. We'll be back after this timeout with a post-game interview.
I've always wanted to be like my brother. Just to hang around Eric, Merle, and me. Then things started to change. Everybody told me he was on drugs. I couldn't believe it. Not my brother. But it was drugs that killed my brother.
They're arguing about the clock. There's some arguments about the clock.
We've got dads and moms.
We got a bonus. Okay, at the line will be Wade shooting a bonus. The clock has rung and there is no time.
So what's the point of shooting these free throws, Tony?
The foul was called before the buzzer, but the buzzer went off as the whistle went, so I guess there's no time. Now we're going to get a question, should there be any time on the clock at all? Why are players on the floor? There is no time remaining on the clock. We're just shooting this for margin. We're shooting the points for margin. Did he make the first one?
Yeah, he did.
He did make the first one. Second shot goes up and in. The final margin, 58 for the Tigers, 55 for the Teddies. We'll be back with a post-game interview after this timeout.
A lot of people will tell you that cocaine not only will get you high, but will take your performance to a different level.
JJ McCormick's not really going hard shit. I'm going lottery. I'm JJ, man.
But in this game, the higher you go, the closer you get to the bottom.
What the hell's going on? You guys seen JJ?
Police announced that they'd arrested JJ McCormick.
Our final score from Roosevelt High School's Jack Wells Gymnasium. The Southside Tigers in overtime, 58. The Roosevelt Teddies, 55. Ryan Young, what does Coach LeSueur have to say?
I'm here with Coach Craig LeSueur, the winning coach of South. And Coach, you played an excellent game. It seemed to me that down the stretch, South kept their composure. They didn't get excited as they did in the first game. They played very well down the stretch. Any comments on how you played?
I think that one of the things that really helped us was having a double overtime game the other night against Henry. I think we were kind of trying to learn from the mistakes that we made the other night and definitely not make the same mistakes again tonight. And fortunately, things just worked out for us.
Okay, you now move to 5-2 in the conference, correct? Roosevelt now suffered their first loss, and this is the second half of the conference. Can you catch Roosevelt?
Well, that's not really up to us right now. I guess the only thing that we can do is take care of our backyard, and by that I mean just win the games that we need to win. The conference is very tough and very balanced. You got a couple teams playing real well. North is playing well. Washburn is sneaking up on some people, so it's going to be tough. Hopefully somebody down the road will do us a favor and knock Roosevelt off. That would be a big help, and we'll just go from there.
You've got a big game coming up. You've got to buy the next game. And are you going to watch Roosevelt and Henry play? That's a big game for them. Are you going to watch that game?
Well, unfortunately, you know, in the world of basketball, sometimes it's not like football where you have a week in between. We go to St. Louis Park tomorrow and play a road game there, and then we come back strong Tuesday and go against a third-ranked metro area team in Woodbury High School. So we definitely got our work cut out for us.
Okay, Coach, good game and continued success to you and South, and we hope to see you again. And congratulations on your victory today. Any last comments on your victory?
No, I just appreciate it. I'd like to say that the South High fans came out and really supported us, did a great job, and we really appreciate them. And thanks a lot.
Thank you. Coach Craig LeSueur. And for Tony Geer, I'm Ryan Young. Thank you for joining MTN this evening and the sports broadcast.